Hi Leo, and welcome to your monthly horoscope for the month of June. Before I jump into your horoscope, I just want to remind you that I do personal horoscope readings based off of your birth, or also known as your natal chart. And I also do love readings, birth chart readings, and all other sorts of things on my website, astrologygrace.com, so check that out if you're interested. Let's just jump right in. The sun is going to be starting out in your 11th house this month, Leo, and on the 21st, it's going to be moving into your 12th house. Mercury is going to be starting in your 11th house, and on the 13th it'll move into your 12th house, and it will end the month of June on the 29th, moving into your 1st house. Venus is going to be starting in your 12th house and moving into your 1st house on the 14th, and Mars is going to be spending the entire month of June in your 7th house. As far as the outer planets go, there's not a whole lot, super significant happening there this month. We just had a big transition of Uranus moving from Aries into Taurus in May. A lot of the planets are in retrograde still and will be for the next several months or so. Yeah, there's not a ton going on with the outer planets, so we're going to mainly focus on the inner planets today. So with your sun starting off in the 11th house, you're going to take a break after all the energy you've put in, especially during the second half of May, into your career or into any goals that you've been trying to achieve. If you're a student or you're just, not personally working at a traditional job or you're retired, anything along those lines, any goals that you've been having for yourself and trying to achieve. You're going to take a little bit of a break and just be a bit more social, although you won't completely forget about things you're trying to achieve because you might take that opportunity to do networking. You're going to want to spend time with friends and, think about your dreams and different ideas that you have, and maybe be around people that are into the same sort of things that you are right now, and any connections you make during this time can definitely pay off. Being a part of like the community or a group is just gonna feel really good to you right now, and you're probably gonna feel happy during this time. It just happens to be like a happier, more laid back transit. If you're in a relationship, you might find the two of you are just kind of like having fun together in a more laid back, detached sort of way, and not having like super intensity between the two of you. And if you're single, you might notice too that like if anybody you meet that romance might start off as kind of like a friendship. So the sun is going to move into your 12th house around the 21st, and you're going to take a break from your social life at this point and kind of just focus on yourself. So you've been really busy in May with your career or outward goals. You're going to take a break the first half of June and kind of hang out with your friends, and then you're just going to kind of take a break for yourself and focus just on you and what you want. You might feel a little psychic during this time, guessing things that happen before they do. You also might be a little vulnerable with the sun in the 12th. That's always something to be aware of. So if it seems like someone doesn't have your best intentions, they might not. People might take or try to take advantage of somebody when the sun's transiting the 12th. Again, you're just going to have time for like retreating and regeneration, and you might reconsider attachments you have to people, a relationship you're in, or even like physical items that are dragging you down, bad habits, anything along those lines. You're gonna really like think about them and consider what you really need in your life and what you don't. Maybe something that's been negatively affecting you. It's time to just like get rid of it or cut off a relationship that isn't a positive one for you. You're not going to be feeling like super inspired to be very productive or competitive during this time. You're going to feel more like reflecting and dreaming about the future and, just kind of like taking some time to unwind and recharge, which is just very needed for you. This is definitely a time when like endings might happen, any scenarios that have kind of played out are going to end as well. So Mercury is going to start in the 11th house mirroring the sun, and again it's going to be a time to be social and about teamwork and being part of a group, and sharing your thoughts is going to be a big interest of yours. People are going to be very drawn to, talking to you or listening to you, and they're just going to enjoy listening and hearing what you have to say. And you're going to be really good at keeping up a good conversation during this time. And you're also going to feel like, you can talk and let people know what you're thinking, but you're going to feel like you can also be a really good listener during this time as well. People that might not normally are going to open up to you, or definitely have the potential to open up to you. You might find that you're like having this ability to grasp things that maybe you haven't been able to grasp before, and your understanding has grown a bit. Anything that's like a little out of the ordinary or unusual, you just might be finding a little bit more interesting than you typically would. You might just do a lot of thinking during this time too about like your goals for the future or things that'll bring you happiness and how you can get to be happy if you're not currently feeling as happy as you want to be. I mean, who's ever feeling like 100% content and happy. I mean, we all are always after something, aren't we? Mercury moving into the 12th house around the 13th is going to definitely, again, mirror the sun in the 12th, and you're going to retreat a bit. You know, people are going to still be opening up to you. They might be sharing secrets. You just want to be careful not to share your own because, you know, they have a way of coming out during this transit, and even if you don't want them to. This is definitely a really good time to like get some rest. You might have to be focusing on like private matters or any past issues that maybe you haven't thoroughly dealt with, issues from when you were a child, issues from a month ago that you just haven't taken the time to fully deal with. This is a great time to do so. It might be a good time to, you know, hash some stuff out in a one-to-one therapy session. It's a really good time for like just some quiet, you know, contemplating life, meditation, researching, just some like downtime to yourself. Again, you're just gonna want to avoid being like pulled down by things that you just no longer need in your life or that are like negatively affecting you. And this is gonna be something that's gonna be going on, especially during the second half of June, that you're gonna be kind of dealing with. And, you know, it could be stressful, but at the end, if you take the time to kind of look through your life and see what isn't making you happy anymore or what is affecting you negatively and, like, you know, parting with it, in the long run, it'll really benefit you. You might be feeling especially creative during this time, and you can really draw upon your emotions to use your creativity in that way. And you're gonna just be feeling, like, mentally productive, but you're definitely not gonna feel as chatty as you did at the beginning of the month. And you might be uncovering like some secrets from your past or just in general. So Venus is gonna start off in the 12th house. You know, if you're in a relationship, it's a great time to just spend some downtime together. If you're not and you're single, you're gonna kind of enjoy just having some alone time to yourself. Even though you might be being social with the sun in your 11th at the same time, you're just going to be feeling, you know, not inclined to connect with somebody romantically. Or you might have like a secret romance going on. You might have secret feelings for somebody that could be making you feel a little lonely during this time, or that could intensify during this time or come to the forefront. Venus is going to move into your first house on the 14th, so you're definitely going to be feeling more social when it comes to love. Now the rest of you is going to be feeling like retreating, but maybe, you know, you're just going to be feeling like the power of attraction for you is just going to be strong. Like you're just going to be more popular. People are going to like want to hang out with you even if you want to retreat and have some alone time. But you might meet a new love interest during this time, especially if you're single, and you're going to find it hard to like deny yourself things during this time. Like saying no might be tough for you. You're going to have a more softer side to yourself, and romance is just going to be good to you during this time. Even if you are having like a little downtime to yourself, romance can still be very good to you and could still be like a quiet, you know, sensual kind of romance going on. Mars for you the entire month is going to be in the 7th house, so passions are going to really be stirred up during this time, but your relationships could have issues during the transit of Mars in the 7th. So it's important that you're not like coming on too strong, and just like being willing to work things out and compromise is very important during this time for your relationships. And the more willing and open-minded you are, the more you can avoid conflicts. And it doesn't have to be like romantic relationships. It could be a platonic one or one with a family member or even a coworker. Like someone you go to school with, an acquaintance. It doesn't have to be like someone you're, you know, dating. You know, you're gonna have a lot of energy to put into working on your relationships, so just make sure that it's used positively as much as you possibly can manage that. You might find that you like need somebody else's help to do what you're wanting to do during the month of June, which makes sense because you're gonna want to be social, but then you're gonna want to retreat. So maybe you might need someone's help to do both of those. You know, relationships can just be very lively during this time, and if there are like issues that come up, you're gonna be really quick to want to just like deal with it immediately and, you know, get rid of it, if that makes sense. Like get rid of the problem right away without maybe fully dealing with it. You might just like sweep things under the rug, kind of let things go for the purpose of just resolving them. Your very close personal relationships are going to be quite lively and possibly have some conflict within them this month. Between the 1st and the 12th, the sun is going to be conjunct Mercury, so you're going to be very sharp and quick and communicative during this time, and Very open as well, which is perfect for the 11th house transits going on. It's gonna tend to like think and act like, you know, easily, automatically, and you might come across as kind of like an open book, you know, like people, like you're not really afraid to share yourself during this time as you might be, you know, during the second half of June. So that is your horoscope for the month of June. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you in next month's video for July horoscopes, and yeah, have a good day or night.